They wanted it recorded.
Oh, since we're recording, I won't be able to swear.
Yeah, that'll stop.
That's
That should not stop you, Kathy. You be true to yourself.
you guys know me so well.
I was gonna say, cuss away.
Okay, where is my note? Okay. So last week we started listings. So hopefully everybody on here was in that class on listings where we created a beautiful presentation for your listing appointment. So hopefully all of you that are on this call were on that. If not, that was recorded. So don't reach out to me. Reach out to Lainey and ask her where. No. Okay, find it on Slack. Sorry. Yeah, she's in the room, so don't say anything mean about her. So we already had that. So this is step 2 as far as that goes. Okay. So now we're going to get you ready to go on that listing appointment. So when you get a call, you need to list somebody's home. Hopefully you have a few days before that appointment. So what you're going to do, you're going to get the address from the client. And you're going to go into the MLS to realist tax. I have my lovely assistant doing the computer because we want to make sure nothing weird happens here.
There we go.
Okay. So are we in realist tax?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
realist tax.
So we're in realist tax. I chose this property. It's actually a active listing in our office. So what you're looking for here, first of all, you're looking for your owner's name. Owner's name is so important. This is what's going to go on your listing contract. This will also tell you if it's in a trust, if it's in a corporation, whatever it is, so you know what documentation you're going to need. So this one is just husband and wife, so very simple. What else you're looking for is you need the characteristics of the house. That means scroll down to the, well, or they have it across the top as well. You're looking for 3 bedrooms. This one's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Tells you square footage, lot size, year built. You need this information because you have to have comps so you can find out the value of their house. So make sure you're writing these things down as you go along. The next thing you need to know, you want to know what kind of taxes they have on this house. If you're going to sell it, you need to know everything about it. So if you scroll down, here's your assessments and tax. For them, the current owners right now, they're paying over $6,000 a year for their taxes. And if you see under that, it says special assessments. So if you scroll down, I love that you do that. So the total of special assessments annually is $2,100. Now this $6,000, remember, it's what the current owners are paying, but this is what they're going to be used to figure your net sheets. And when they prorate taxes for the new buyer, they're going to go off of what the current owner is paying. Okay, so you need to do your homework first. You need to know these things. So now we're going into the MLS. We need to search for properties. So you're going to go to search, detail, and it's going to pull this up. You're going to click coming soon, active under contract, pending, and closed. Now on your closed, you're going to back up this 180 to 60. An appraiser will only go back 90 days, but you don't even have that house listed yet. So for me, unless I need more comps, I leave it at 60. If I don't get enough comps, I'll back it up to 90. But you got to remember what you have under contract and pending are going to be closed sales at that point anyways. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, as you can, you're going to put the property address up here. You have it? Because you want to do a 1-mile search of the house you're listing to pull those comps. There we go. Click on it. Perfect. So because you put that in, you don't need to put county or city or anything like that because you're looking for comps within 1 mile of this house. Again, an appraiser will stay within 1 mile of the property. Now you're going to go way over here to living area. You're not gonna do bedrooms and baths because when people buy homes in tract housing, a lot of times they have options. So it may be 3 bedrooms when square footage is the same as another house that has a 4-bedroom because they opted to have a loft instead of a bedroom. So your square footage is more important. So on this case, this house square footage was 2026. So nope. So we like to put a range. So you want to go 1,800, which to 2,200. So it's good if you can go 200 up and 200 over. That way you have a little bit, because if you put in the actual square footage of it, you're either going to get none or 1, it's going to be very few. So as you can see on the bottom, your results is 11 matches. So we're going to go ahead and click on results and bring those comps up. Okay, so what we're looking for, we know the characteristics of the house. We're not concerned with bedrooms and baths, but in this case, this house was a 2007. You see how we have 2023s over here for year built? Those are not good comps. So the first ones I'm going to take out. I don't want those. So I'm going to actually mark the first one I'm going to mark. The second one is actually our house, so we don't need that one. We can unclick it. See how it has 0, 0. The next one, we're going to go ahead and keep that one, click that. But the next 3 are 2023. So those really aren't good comps. So we're not going to include those. We're going to take the one after. It is 2000. Skip the 2023 and take the bottom 2. So we've got, where's the 11th? Go up here and click 11, 25. See where it says 10? I like to have them all on one page. There's our 4th one, and that one's 1999. So we can take that as well. So we have our comps. So the next place we want to go is to cloud CMA. Not regular CMA, but cloud. So go ahead and we're going to click on this. Why we're doing this, not only do we need the CMA for our presentation to add to that, but what we're doing right now is we're putting together a pre-list package. So what we're going to do, we're going to put Joseph and Angela Guzman here, take off new CMA. And we're going to enter the address over here, 31558 BAEZ Circle. There we go, click on it. And it'll auto-populate. This shows only 2 baths, but your assessor says it's 2.5, so we're going to put 0.5. Now we're going to scroll down a little bit. Now it says, how do you want to get your listings? As you can see, we picked ours. See where it says exact listing to the left? Those are the ones we already picked. If you hit quick and dirty, you don't know what you're going to get. Square footage won't be the same. Your comps are not going to be as accurate. So I prefer you take the 5 minutes and not hit quick and dirty. Then you're going to go to the bottom and hit your fetch listings. Perfect. Now you see on the map where your comps are, it's perfect. The little house is your subject property that you're going to list. Now, what's nice about this is when you have a chance to take out comps that really aren't comps. So if you had something on the other side of the 79, it's going to be a completely different community. Same with any major street, like, I don't know how big of a street this one is and how to say, what is it called?
Roy, it's moderate.
Roy?
It's not terribly big, but yeah, that would probably be different.
There you go. So see, this says Country Road Estate. So that would be completely different. So because we don't have any over there, we've got really good comps. It looks like it's all within the same community. So we're good with our comps. See where it says set price? Never set a price. The minute you tell somebody what to list their house at, if it sells in a day, you didn't price it high enough, they could have gotten more. If it sits for 2 months, guess what? You overpriced it. It's all your fault. So don't go there. And we're doing a pre-list package, remember. So we like all of our comps. So now we're going to hit customize reports. Okay, so it brings everything up. Now, normally it's going to have more pages than what we have right here. You've got your templates up here. So you're just gonna show up probably with about 30 pages. I've already, to save time, I've already taken them all out. Now, this first one that says title page, to the right of that, that normally is gonna say comparative market analysis or report. So I went ahead, I hit edit, oh, good girl. And I changed it to pre-listing package. Okay. And then just hit save. Perfect. So now we have a title page. Now to look at these, if you go right next to the I, so when you've got your template, oops, go back. So when you've got your template, it's going to have a bunch of pages. To get rid of those pages, you'll go to the left and you'll click on that, but we're not going to do it because we've already taken them away. But these are the pages that we want to see in our pre-list package, because again, it's just a pre-listing package. It's nothing, it's not the report. You're going to sit with them and go over the beautiful report that we showed you how to do last week. Okay, so we want the title page, the value of your home. If you click on the I, let's go back and show them what the title page looks like now. So the title page is super nice. It says pre-listing package, so you have something to put on top. It's got the address, your client's name, and your information at the bottom. Well, your name and photo. Okay, let's go off of that. So now, oh, somebody's up there. The value of your home is next, so click on the I. This is great. Every home's different, location, size, condition, curb appeal, everything. So let's go off this page. Our next page is the map of listings, which you already saw this. So they can see where they're at. They see the comps that we pulled and they see the prices of them. They compare bedrooms and baths, square footage. So love having that page. And this is giving them an idea of the comps without showing them the comps, because remember, that's in your report when you sit down with them. So X that box out. Summary. Here's the summary. The average prices of the sold listings is 588, as you can see. The active listing averages is 631. Now look at, we have a comp here for 650. So when you actually sit down with your client, this is in that CMA report. So an appraiser, remember, is gonna pull the sold. So this number is definitely more important. We don't know that this house is going to sell for 650. In all likelihood, it's overpriced, because I looked at all these comps, none of them have pools, so there's no giant upgrade. So this is, you know, make sure that when you're going through this stuff with your client, you're pointing these things out. Okay, let's X out of that. Commission distribution. This is always a conversation. So this is good to have in your pre-listing package, because this lets them know you're getting a little piece of it. You are not getting all that money. You know, everyone thinks we make a bunch of money. Well, and that's why I put this in a pre-list package, so they can read this ahead of time. So it tells you a commission paid to an agent has to pass through the broker. So, you're not the one getting all the money. So X out of that. And don't just do these things, read them. If somebody asks you a question, you should be able to answer it. Okay, why you need a professional? Boy, do you want that in there? Absolutely. You're telling them everything that you're going to do, why you're so knowledgeable, why they need you to sell their home. You know, trained and licensed. Do you have experience in the neighborhood and your market? Advise you the best way to reach your goals, how to present your home in a good way to be sold, you know how to negotiate. There are so many things on this page, and you should know what they all say. Okay. Intelligent pricing and timing. This is another important one that you need for them to read, because if they overprice it, this is going to tell them, you know, how many, the percentage of buyers, if they're, you know, at the top end, they're going to get 10%. If they're at the bottom end of the market, they're going to get 90%. So it's gonna give them a better indication on pricing and timing. So the next page is more about timing. Scroll down, no, same one. Scroll down, yeah. Intelligent pricing and timing, and see, this shows you that the most important time is in those first couple weeks. After that, you're gonna get less and less people come to the house. And they're thinking, oh my gosh, what's wrong with that house? Why is nobody buying it? The longer it sits there, some people just realize it was overpriced. But some people are gonna wonder, why doesn't anybody else want that house? So, this is a really, really good one also to make sure is in that pre-list package. And last but not least, first impressions are lasting. Curb appeal, first impression. They think, and this was me when I bought my house, when I pull up a house, I wouldn't even get out of the car if the outside looked like crap. I would pull up and I'd say, no, I don't like it. Just from the front of the house. So super important. If it looks like shit on the outside, they assume that's what it looks like on the inside. So curb appeal is everything. They've got to want to come in the door. Okay, so that's your entire pre-list package. So what you're going to do with that, so when you are on the phone with your client, you're making the appointment, if it's a couple days out, you're going to say to that client, oh, when do you want to meet? You're going to have your conversation, and at the end you're going to say, by the way, I will be putting a package on your porch. I would appreciate it if you can look through that before our appointment. And if you have any questions, we can go ahead and address it at that time. So you're going to print this report in color. And you're going to put it in one of our Warburton Team folders. And if you have business cards, I know some of you guys just use digital cards. If you have cards, make sure that you include it. It looks really nice. You're going to go ahead and put it in one of those yellow big envelopes, and you're going to drop it on their porch. And maybe put please read, or put something on the front of it, or pre-list package, whatever you want to do, leave it on their porch. I would, if you have, several days, I would put it on it, as soon as you can. This took us 2 minutes. It's really quick. And once you have this template defaulted, it'll stay like that, just like it did for me. So now you've got your pre-listing package, it goes on the porch, and it gets them, they see the average price in their neighborhood of things that have sold. We've talked about, commission and pricing it right and timing. So those things they've already covered. So the purpose of this is to give them that information ahead of time, let them digest it. And this will make your actual time in the home probably a lot quicker. Okay, oops, my shoe's untied. Now you're ready for your appointment. So when you get to the house, make sure you park across the street. First of all, you better be like 5 minutes early. You don't want to get there really early, but get there like 5 minutes early. Park across the street. At this point, the reason you're doing that is to take a picture of the front of the house. If they don't want to, if you're going to end up doing a coming soon, you need one photo to put in the MLS. So there it is. You just got there, took a picture of the front of their house. Hopefully it looks good. If not, you're going to come back and take another picture. But if it looks okay, that'll get you in the MLS for now. Okay, so you're not only just taking that picture, take notice of the front yard. Is it mowed? Not only is it mowed, is it edged? When people mow and don't edge, it looks like crap. Let's be honest. Front door, porch, are there weeds? Is there chip paint on the front door? Remember, people have to want to come into the house. So you need to take note of what the front of it looks like. Okay, now we're knocking on the door, we're getting in the house and making introductions. You are going to ask them, where can I put my stuff? I would love for you to give me a tour of the home. Now, when you tour the home, you are going to have a notepad and pen in hand. And you need to take particular notice to everything. What kind of flooring does it have? Is it wood floor? If it's wood floor, you need to make sure, is it laminate? If it's laminate and you put wood floor in the MLS, you are buying wood flooring, which is gonna cost thousands of dollars. So that's why you have to pay specific attention, because all this information, when you list, you have to put in the MLS, and that's hard. You have to pay attention, is their stove electric or is it gas? I mean, every little detail. So you don't want to ask them too many questions, but you want to take notice. You can tell if it's a gas stove or if it's an electric stove. Come on. You need to know, is there a microwave in there, blah, 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 blah. So take notice. Flooring, countertops, are they granite? Are they, what's another one?
Laminate.
What's the, never mind. So pay attention.
Quartz,
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Quartz counters, whatever they are, has it got a kitchen island? Remember, you're writing this up later. So remember though, you also want to build rapport with the client as you're walking through the house. So little things that you see, maybe they collect something, maybe their kid plays baseball and your son does, or daughter, you know, try to make small talk and get to know them at the same time. You're also going to ask, oh, by the way, is there a homeowners association? You're going to need to know, how much is it? What are the amenities here? And you can talk about that when you sit down. Because they're going to have to give you that information as well, because it also goes in the MLS. So you're going to walk through, take a tour, ask questions, take really good notes. And then when you're done is when you sit down with the client. And at that point, I usually ask them, oh, by the way, did you look through that pre-listing package that I left on your porch, you know? And I'll say, oh yeah, you know, well, do you have any questions, you know, anything that I can answer for you before we start the presentation? So they may or may not, you know. So once you're done with that, then you're going to move on to the actual presentation. So you will have your beautiful presentation. If you want to use your laptop, make sure you've got it hooked up to your hotspot. So make sure it's working. Make sure you have one printed out. If it's in Duluth or somewhere and you have no service, you had no presentation, and it makes you look like crap.
Yeah, and like you can even just download the presentation onto your computer, so you don't need internet at all. So that'll be like your backup.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. See, that's why I have her help me. She's smarter than I am. Okay, so you've got your presentation, you're sitting down with them. Have them, I would have the printed one in front of them so they can go through it if they want, especially when you get to the part to where you're looking at the comps. You know, it's nice if they've got the comps laid out in front of them, you've got it on the screen, but then when you're talking pricing, that's when it's nice if they can see the photos, you know, look at the condition, you know, well, mine looks a lot like that and blah, blah, blah. So once you're done with your presentation, you're going to ask them, you know, so now that you've seen this, what were you thinking as far as price wise for listing your home? I always ask them, and they will ask your opinion. And when they do that, I always tell them, well, you know, it's going to depend on your needs. If we price it high, it's going to take longer to sell. If we price it low, it's going to be quicker. So, you know, it depends on your needs. So, do you have somewhere to go? You know, and you should know this ahead of time when you have that phone conversation, where they're going. So, and we can cover that at another time. So depending on their needs. Now, another thing I do, I go, well, you know what? I also brought a net sheet. Maybe that'll help you as well to let you know approximately what you're getting from your home. Oh, we didn't download this one, did we?
I can quickly send it to you and
Okay. So I always do a net sheet. Net sheets are great. It brings a lot of questions up as well, as far as that's when you're probably going to have that commission conversation, which don't look, you know, scared or shy. Don't shy away, excuse me, from the commission, because it's not a hard conversation to have. Now, I pulled two different ones. A lot of you guys will use Tommy. And that's great. I don't care who anybody uses. I use somebody else. Just because I have for the last 20 years. So, my net sheet, I prefer hers just because it's broken down different. His, didn't give me all the information I needed, but you know, I've never used his site, so there's probably a way to have it on here. So do a net sheet for your client. So for me, we're gonna use the one that I have. Okay, so this is the one that I use. So when I prepare this, I start on this first page and I let them know, you know, I just took the average price. If we listed your house, I just took the average, you know, you saw all the comps, I just took the average of the sold. And that's what you're gonna use on your net sheet. So I use the average price, took what you owed, your loan balances, and it gives you a net of 321. Now your cost to sell your home is gonna be 34,000. That's commission, closing costs, absolutely everything. Plus we like to pad it a little bit. So you would end up walking away with $286,000. The reason that I do this for you is so that might give you a better idea of how to price your home. You know, if this is more than you were expecting, you might want to, you could probably go on, you know, average or maybe a little lower for a quicker sale. So for me, I think this is more helpful to give you an idea as far as how to price your home. Now, the second page of this, because you're wondering, well, where's all that 34,000? What is that? This second page is a breakdown of this. And see, I told you everything was going to be included. So right here is your title insurance, escrow fees, processing the demand for your payoff. Boy, that got big. County transfer tax, that's the thing that wasn't showing on his, so I don't know how to work his site, so you guys might. Termite inspection, and let him know, a lot of times people will not ask for a termite inspection, especially if you have multiple offers. So that $100 could go away depending on how many offers you get and people competing. Natural hazard, that is something that is required, a conveyance fee, demand of the beneficiary statement. They're going to prorate interest for 30 days. So see, that's a good amount there. Now we're getting into your commission. Now, commission is broken up into my side, which is the listing side, and then the agent that brings the buyer. Now, I left that on your report so you could see that, you know, everyone's got their fingers in that pot. So I've got this done at 2% on each side. Now, normally my broker likes to see 5%, but I did my homework and looked to see the area, what the brokerages are charging, and they're more at 4%. So I went ahead, let's just take that 1% right off the top and just go straight to that 4%. I won't have a problem selling that to my broker. How easy was that to sell? Was that a hard conversation? What are they going to say about that? Not me. So the next thing is a home warranty. This is another thing that it's customary for the seller to provide, but again, if you've got multiple offers, you'll see a lot of times that the buyer is going to waive that and pay for it themselves. Maybe they have a really nice agent who's going to pay for that for them as their closing gift. So that's another thing that I put on there because it could be a cost, but then again, that would be another $530 that you may end up having in your pocket. Of course, they're going to prorate your property taxes and special assessments for 3 months. And we use the actual figures from your taxes, from the assessor. So this is as accurate as we could get on that number. So we've got $1,900 there. Association transfer, because you do have a homeowners association, I don't know what that cost is going to be. It could be anywhere from $200 to $800. I just use $300 because, you know, it's going to be more towards that end. Oh, Andrew's calling me. I'm going to text him. Sorry, guys. Here, put teaching, we'll call you back. That's why I have her.
I am Kathy's sidekick.
So this gives them a cost of so this is where that $34,000 is. Now, for me, I go a little bit further. I actually, because I use a different title company, I'm sure he might have this. Tommy probably has something like this as well. I know you guys can't see this online. This is a home buyers and sellers guide. Just covers escrow and title. And so I mark this page and I say, you know, I know a lot of these fees are confusing. So I went ahead and I brought this booklet for you. This is home buyers and sellers guide to title and escrow. I marked this page here because this says understanding recurring and non-recurring closing costs and who pays for what. That's what these are. So I'm also going to leave this with you with the net sheet, just, you know, in case you have any questions, because I am not an escrow title officer. I do know the basics, but you know, anything in depth, I leave it to the professionals. So, you know, now that we've gone over the net sheet and everything, where are you at? Do you know how you want to price this? And that's usually when they tell you. So it makes your presentation super easy. A lot of times I'll either have the listing contract printed on my laptop or printed out, because I never know before I get there how old my clients are, how tech savvy they are. And nothing's better than walking away from a presentation with a signed contract. So they'll tell me the price and I'll say, so when are we listing your home? And they'll say, well, we want to clean the carpets, we want to do this. So, you know, we're not quite ready. And then I'll go further, you know, so what are you thinking? A week, 2 weeks? Where are we at? And they'll say, well, you know, I'd like to wait 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Great. You know, that actually works better for me. Remember, you're assuming you have this. You're not, you know, assuming you're not getting this. So I let them know, great, that works better for me because I prefer to do this as a coming soon. If we do it as coming soon, we sign the contract now, we put what date you want it to go live. But this way I have time to get any, you know, any repairs, anything we want to tidy up or, you know, clean those carpets, like you said, prepare it for the sale. And then I can also get my photographer out there. We want to have professional photos. And no, that's not an expense for you. That's a cost of doing business for me. So don't worry about that. You know, keep it light. So, you know, let's go ahead and put it in, you know, that it's going active in 2 weeks. What's that date? You know, so if you've got it handwritten, you can just write that date in and great, you know, so you get it signed, you know, so thank you so much. So nice to meet you. You know, I'll be in touch. I'm going to go ahead and get everything prepared. I can also get a sign put in the yard. Don't worry, people won't bother you because I'm going to have this big red coming soon on it. So they know that it cannot be shown at this point. Now, do you have any questions for me at all? So you're going to ask them, and you know, if I don't expect you to do your presentation just like I do mine. Some of you already do presentations, get your listings, do very well. Great. This is just how I do mine. So if you want to tweak anything, if you know, that's up to you. At this point, does anybody have any questions for me? Wow.
Will we find all the forms here?
Which forms are you talking about?
Oh, the net sheet, sure.
That's a title company website. And so we have Tommy in our classes. This is what his looks like. But we may ask him to show us how to do this. Excuse me, because for me, I think this is more appealing. And that doesn't mean you can't use this and then use him for your title officer. I just use this because it's easier for the clients as far as my presentation goes. See how nice this looks. And I like having that second page of the breakdown. And then I have my cute, pretty little professional booklet with me as well.
Yeah, so you can either go on tommyfortitle.com and he'll set you up with an account if you haven't had one yet. This one specifically is from, it used to be Landwood Title, but now it's First Integrity Title Company. So we just went on First Integrity Title Company's website and created a net sheet for seller. So that's where this one came from. And it basically will just ask you as a seller, what's your current like loan? What are the taxes right now? Is there any other note on it? And it comes up with these numbers, and these are all most of them are auto-populated, and you can go ahead and change some. Like if you think the warranty was showing too little, you just put in the new amount.
Which
And then-
it did.
Yeah,
I mean, it
yeah.
showed 400 and we switched it. And also the termite said, what did the termite say? 75? And we
Yeah.
switched it to 100 because that's more average. So you can edit any of these, and the broker compensation was another one. It said, I think 3 and 3.
Mhm.
So we changed it to 2 and 2. Now, if you can talk somebody into 5%, that doesn't mean you have to do 2.5 and 2.5. You can do 3 and 2. If you can get 4.5, keep 2.5 for yourself and give up 2. I mean, it's up to you how you want to navigate this, but it auto-populates almost everything on here as, so you're not having to look that information up. And most title companies do. I'm just not familiar with Tommy's, so, you know, you would need to get in contact with him. I just know the other one just because I've used that title company for so long. So who's ready to do a listing? There you go. Very simple, very detailed. You just got a listing yesterday. Look at Tony, braggart.
I know.
Okay, so that's it. If nobody has any further questions, we are done. Oh,
Just coming soon.
Thanks, Kathy.
no, coming
That's a-
soon, by the way, is 0 days on market until it goes active. So, and that's another thing, I'm glad you brought that up. That's another thing you can tell your client. You know, your days start on the day that we make it active. Okay?
I have a question on the coming soon items. I remember last year they stopped marketing coming soon on major websites that like realtor.com and Zillow until we put it active. Is that
I know Zillow doesn't. She just said, it does on the MLS, so at least the agents are seeing it. I don't know that the public does.
okay? All right.
Absolutely, you're right. Okay, any other questions?
So on the listing agreement, once they sign it, we have so many days. And it has to be on coming soon.
Coming soon, you get 21 days. You have 3 weeks for coming soon. And there is an additional disclosure. So make sure you print that additional disclosure, and it's in the MLS. It's not in the car forms. So if you're gonna do a coming soon, let me know. I just kept it on my desktop so I don't have to look for it every time. But there is an additional form that your clients need to sign if you are doing a coming soon for your file. Anything else? Perfect. Okay, we are done. This was recorded. I didn't swear at all, so thank you, guys. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kathy.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you, Kathy.
So last week it was recorded, so, you know,